So we look at the setup now. To me, the right-hand side one,
better,
like a tall golfer. I think we don't want to be sort of just squatting down to get lower, because the more you squat, the less you can rotate. And what happens is, if you've got restrictions because of them, tightness because of them, and you're trying to get the lower half to work better and get the club more on the inside, it's never going to work, is it? And all you end up doing is at the top of the backswing now, once you get here now, because the lower half can't work as well, the first move now, that club gets very vertical. So the club now is going to be coming down a steeper angle than we want to. Then if you try to get the club back underneath plane, your hands now start working out to the golf ball team, but the club gets way on the inside. It's going to go either a Healy one, or you have to use your hands loads. Maybe on the golf course when a little bit apprehensive, a bit more going on, we get that sort of quick hooky one. On the range now we can clear through a bit easier. It's just straight to the right there. So feeling a little bit tall in the legs will certainly help the lower half work. As I said, taking the golf club away now, if I clear all these lines, taking the golf club away, it's certainly more in front. It gets a little bit inside on some of them, but that to me is okay. It's across your toes. It's just from there now getting that club to work up a smidgen more, but we get to a good position at the top of the backswing there now, and now the first move now has got to come from this hip rotating out of the way and the weight shift from down there. So as we come back in the golf ball now, this club is starting to work a bit more towards the golf ball rather than towards your toes, so it's coming on a flatter angle. Then we haven't got to try and readjust quite so much. The club can come back in again. You can see a good solid contact there with the golf ball, and we can release through the club now post plane as well. On about here we should see the golf club now similarly pointing towards the golf ball, which you can see we've done there. So we've swung it around on a good angle. What you often find, if you get too flat on the way back and then you steepen the angle coming back down, we see swings going too far out here, too far out that way, and then post plane the swing's really upright, so the swing's sort of going above your head there, which as you can see in this case we're not getting a say. So it's a much better movement now with the hips. And again, your flight now, we're looking to try and get a sort of consistent ball flight along that line, not just all the same direction but the same trajectory as well, the same flight. So if you imagine if we had sort of TrackMan there now, you'd have sort of 4 or 5 lines of sort of doing this, all the single shots down there, every single one straight there, not sort of one a bit lower, one a bit higher, and all the different variants we can get. I think a lot of that comes down to sort of, I wouldn't say it's 3 wrongs making a right, but it's just some restrictions. Stiffness in the back, which is come from the drive or whatever it may be. Too much knee flex, can't move your lower half as effectively. And then trying to sort of change the plane on the way down. Getting a little bit too flat and then steep, and then trying to readjust as you come back down into it. So better setup. For me, that is your setup there when I look for. You can screen grab those when you get the video through, and okay, that's the one to try and remember. That's, and again, you look at that, just looking at that there, to me looks a much better position. That there looks a bit just a bit too squatty. Now again, sometimes when your back's a bit sore, we squat the knees down, put more weight on here, take the pressure off the lower back, don't we? So things could have started escalating from there with the issue with the back to try and support that. Okay, does that make sense then? Yeah, brilliant. Good man.